there's an awful lot to get through today, and I do expect the news to get very old very quickly, so don't be surprised if there's another update later on. We've got a bit of Gianluca Scamacca. We've got some Danny Ings possibly on the move, and swap deal involving Flyn Downes. You could probably put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4 on that one. That much sure. We got a little update on Borges deal. We've also got some transfer tittle-tattle on Ian Maatsen. Is it Maatsen or is it Maatsen? I don't know. He's a very good player, but we'll get to all of these stories in just a minute. Let me just give you a disclaimer now. I'm not claiming to be in the know. These are literally stories doing the rounds in the West Ham news from newspapers and websites that I've gone and found. I've just lied. I haven't gone and found them at all. They've been found for me by the OneFootball app, which you can click and download by using that link underneath the screen. Now, the OneFootball app is a great app to have if you are a West Ham fan. Well, it's good for any fan, but the reason I say a West Ham fan is because you can tailor the app to give you the news that you want. I only want news about West Ham. So it is a generic Premier League, well, world football app, but when I download it and it is free, I say, just give me all the West Ham news, please. It's exactly what it does. It goes all around the internet, cherry picks all the articles from the newspapers, from the website, anything to do with West Ham, bundles them up all in one ball, chucks them at me phone, bing, noise, something like that, depending on your notification, and it gives you all the news direct to your phone. If you use the link below, they'll know you've come from Hammers Chat. It's a great app. Now, so what's the OneFootball app saying today? Okay, well, let's just start with Gianluca Scamacca. Inter make exploratory contact for West Ham's Gianluca Scamacca. Now, the Inter one is a funny one. I'm not sure how much I believe in this. We'll go through all these rumours because there's going to be so many more in the next few days. And we'll get the poppycockometer out and we'll find out what's truth, what's poppycock in a couple of days. But Scamacca, Inter Milan, this is not new news. This is old news. So exploratory talks, I find that really weird, actually. Final talks, yes, that would make sense. Exploring the option, I just don't get it. Why would they be exploring it? They've already explored it. I think they've already made a couple of signings there. But in fact, I thought it was their city rivals, AC Milan, who were possibly interested in Gianluca Scamacca. I don't know. I don't even know if that meeting has happened. There's meant to be a meeting this week between Scamacca's agents, new agents. Both Scamacca and Paqueta have new agents. There's meant to be a meeting this week between Scamacca's agents and West Ham. Don't know anything about it, so I'm not even going to speculate on it now. I'm literally just reading a story, and that is from GetItalianFootballNews.com. Hey, the OneFootball app's gone and found it. What we got here, we've got West Ham forward links with possible return to Southampton. Now, I'm not wholly surprised, it has to be said, to see this link there. Now, it was last week when I did a little video, just maybe if we were looking to get James Ward-Prowse, we might want to offer Danny Ings in part exchange. I wasn't in the know, far from it. This is a completely different story, which I've just read it here. It's really weird because Danny Ings to Southampton, according to Italian outlet Gazzetta dello Sport, they really do go around the internet and pick all of the stories. Why Gazzetta dello Sport be reporting on this, I absolutely have no idea. It's pointless spending too much time talking about it because, as I say, the news might be old very, very quickly. But I would expect us to bring in a forward or two. That's certainly the case. Don't really know what David Moyes is going to do next season. He's experimented with 2 strikers in the pre-season friendlies. Not sure we would see that continue. I would like to think it would. That'd be great. I wouldn't even mind seeing it tested out, a little front partnership over a few games of Danny Ings and Scamacca. I can't see it really, but also I think, like many of us, sort of looking forward to hopefully seeing Divine Mubama play a little bit more this season. Let's just go with the Borges, Carlos Borges, whatever it may be. I'm sure we'll find out if we sign him. If we don't sign him, we can. I'm sure we'll carry on getting his name ever so slightly wrong. It's now with the Evening Standard. It started off Fabrizio Romano. He gave the initial tweet and broke the news. Evening Standard are also running with it as well. After myself and Gio did our video on this kid, well, it'd be yesterday by the time you watch this video, I went and I'd already had a look at him because we were linked to him earlier in the window, so I'd already seen him. But what I did was actually watched a couple of I watched a couple of Man City fan channels on YouTube. Actually, it's not something I ever do. I don't mean not Man City. I don't watch rival fans' YouTube channels. I just don't do it. Maybe I should. Actually learned quite a lot, actually. So there seems to be a general consensus that this is their best young talent. However, there are a lot of Man City fans, and I could read it in the comments, and certainly the presenter of one of the shows that I watched, the name escapes me now, but he did very well. It was very, very good channel with 60,000 subscribers, so I guess it's a channel of good repute for Manchester City fans, a good source of sort of daily news and whatnot. He was suggesting that Borges was too direct, basically. He was not sort of silky and tricksy enough. He was going to find it hard to get in, considering all the competition ahead of him at Manchester City. You don't need me to list all the competition that's ahead of him at Manchester City. Very pacey, very direct, which is exactly what I saw. So they just didn't see him getting a chance. They didn't think that a player like this particularly fitted in with Pep Guardiola's plans. Doesn't put me off at all, by the way, because just because it doesn't work out with Pep Guardiola doesn't mean you're no good for anybody else. And actually, the one thing I thought when I did see him, and I remembered the video that I actually did, it was about the exchange deal when I did a video about Declan Rice, Man City coming and offering a player in exchange, and this kid had come up, and that's why I had to look at him and looked at some of his highlight reels about a month to 6 weeks ago, and I did think he was very direct, and I thought, oh, actually, this kid would probably suit West Ham very, very well indeed. So I hope this deal goes through. Certainly, that leaves us with Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen, I don't know. Anyway, he was on loan at Burnley last season. I'm sure many of you will know this, but if you don't, it's on Chelsea's books, so we'll be signing for Chelsea. Now, the interesting thing about Borges and Maatsen are that they both only have 1 year remaining on their contract. Now, before I go any further, I should probably say that Chelsea have just played a friendly, and a high-scoring friendly, at the point of recording this. Might have been Wrexham, might be wrong. And I think possibly in the interview, Maatsen has said he wants to stay at Chelsea. So I don't know. I don't know how much truth there is into that. I don't know what the situation is. He's got Cucurella and Chilwell ahead of him at Chelsea, doesn't he? So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. He's Dutch. He's 21 years of age. He's good. He seems to have a little bit of everything. Very fast. Could I see us playing a whole left side of Maatsen and Borges down there? I couldn't think so. It'd be very, very fast. It'd be really fast. I wouldn't be complaining. But could I see it happening? I guess I could. Would I like to? I guess I would. Can I see David Moyes doing it? I think no. I think they're too inexperienced. But he looks really good as a left back. Not afraid to use his right foot. He's predominantly left-footed. Carries the ball forward well. I think travels really, really well with the ball, which I think is something that's really important. Not shy to have a shot either. Shades of... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. He just looks like a decent player. And yeah, I would very much like to bring this kid in, if at all possible. That would be really good. I don't know whether he's just saying... Look, I think it was Chelsea TV or whatever thrust the microphone in front of him and said, "Sorry, Ian Maatsen, would you like to..." Probably didn't speak like that. They probably don't speak like that at all. However they spoke, they stuck the microphone in front of him. I haven't even got a microphone. Stuck the microphone in front of him, definitely not, and said, "Ian Maatsen, so would you like to stay... whatever, transfer speculation about you leaving Chelsea. Would you like... what are your thoughts on it?" And I think he said, "I just want to stay here." What else is he going to say? Of course he's going to say that. That's the right answer, isn't it? To be fair, let's be fair. There was that clip that went viral about Declan Rice. He was at an event or something. I think reading between the lines, he was probably out at that event recording that Muller-Rice advert. And I think somebody went up to him and they recorded it on their mobile phone, asked if he was staying at West Ham. And I can't remember precisely what he said, but a lot of people got very, very excited. What else could he say apart from "I love West Ham" and all that sort of stuff? So I don't know. Be interesting to know if we are in for this left back. That'd be interesting. Certainly, Chelsea need to recoup a little bit of money. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because I just think this is all going to change. I'll upload this first thing tomorrow morning. Wouldn't be surprised if by lunchtime, something like that, this news is old news and we have some new news.